evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. My name is Tinega Okari, and you're listening to the J. Quat Gavel podcast. With me today, I'm joined by three other hosts, who are going to introduce themselves. The first one is none other than Mr. Nani, who will introduce himself.
You are tuned in to the smooth sound that is Raymond Wameyo's voice.
And here lies the outlier, Heber.
Official name is Muhota. You can call me Tendo.
Nice. As I said, my name is Tinega Okari. Let us proceed. What are we talking about today? Being the last meeting of the year, we have a very interesting, but a very diverse group of people with us today. Two of us are finalists, and the other two are juniors in their university careers, whatever that is. Namely, Heather and Ted.
Please edit that out, thank
Should
you.
I cut that out?
Why?
Are you ashamed to be a freshman?
No, I just don't like people doing me. Like, people more insight into it.
That is too much
Please edit
information.
that out, yeah.
A few weeks ago, we had our last meeting for the year, meeting number 69.
Number 69.
Take it away, 69, nice.
Noise.
I was the Toastmaster of the day, basically, and it was a very nice meeting. We summarized the year at a very high point. And today we are going to be talking about finalists and juniors and everything in between. The first question I'm going to be asking you guys, rainy days or sunny days?
Rainy days for me.
Rainy days.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the rain. I will go with the rain.
You're a bunch of sad people.
We're not sad people. I personally just don't like the sun. So for me, rainy days are better.
No, honestly, there's a sense. There's a weird tropical season that we usually have, but it's usually too hot to be out and sunny and enjoying the day. So yeah, I'd probably prefer some rain.
Chill weather.
Some
Also,
rain.
the smell of the rain droplets when they hit concrete.
I have two favorite smells on this goddamn earth, and it is the rain of wet soil, the smell of wet soil.
The rain of wet soil. A song by who? Is that a poem?
What I was going to say, the rain, like when the droplets hits the dust,
Listen
and
to
then the
this.
dust particle literally goes up and evaporates. The smell that is emanated is very nice, along with the concrete, the droplets on
And
concrete.
she gave you a scientific take on that, but yes,
You know, there's
the
some people,
amazing smell
there's some
of rain.
people, myself included, who can't sleep without rain sounds.
Wow, that's very interesting.
That's very traumatic.
I can't.
It is. You can't.
It's not therapeutic.
Because why
That's
can't
trauma.
you sleep inside?
That's not therapy.
Musiniweke on the spot, hivyo guys.
That's trauma.
We're not
What are
putting
you going
on
through
the
in these
spot,
streets?
But,
I'm suffering. I can't sleep. I have my conscience.
no,
So,
but
so
why
you're the
can't
guys who just leave your laptop on and sleep to the soothing sounds of rain pattering on some
The
nice
pitter patter
iron
of the rain on the iron sheet.
sheet.
The
I
birds
would not
outside
want-
the
I
window.
honestly would not want to see your YouTube search history. It kind of looks.
You want to see
weird.
it? It's
Nah,
right
No,
nah,
we just said we don't want
no, you don't. Just don't.
Aside from rainy days and sunny days, happy socks or plain ones? Let's
plain,
start with the seniors. Mine are plain socks. They're easier to wash.
plain,
socks. I had songs.
I also had songs.
plain,
Socks. Do not be mistaken.
I like grey socks.
Grey socks.
Particularly grey socks. Yes.
That's specific. Why?
Yes, grey socks. They tend to contrast very well with my dark shoes. So, yeah. Also, I'm a black man, so it helps.
In a black country.
Oh, no, none for you. None for you.
Heather, what about you?
I said plain. I prefer plain things. I wear plain clothes. I wear a lot of black. So, yeah, plain. Even my socks today are black, so. Match my shoes.
Me, I'm wearing no socks today. Whatever you do with that information is your. What about you? Ted?
Dark tones, which means on the spectrum of navy blue to grey and or black.
Black is not a color. Black is the absence of light, hence can't be a color from the visible spectrum.
Say that again.
Okay.
Another interesting tidbit from Heather. Back to you, Heather.
Now you're in the know. I'm Ted. Kwani, who am I with today? Rainy days, dark socks.
I said grey.
Grey is still dark. It's
What?
Yeah.
It is a very hushed tone.
Is this dark?
Well,
Just
no,
out of cue.
no, but there's a difference in the levels of, I don't know, grey. There are different shades, and if you're this type of shade, grey.
Still.
Nani is wearing. Ted is wearing happy socks.
I am. No, yes, I am wearing brown Christmas happy socks that my mother diligently bought for me last Christmas for God knows what reason.
Guys, because there's no visual, he's actually showing it to us. But they're nice socks.
Oh, that's so cute.
Aww. The next question. 2021 has been a very, very long year.
It's been very long.
It's very, very long.
Particularly the second half.
And it
Quite
seems
long and
like,
fast.
and honestly, it seems like this Omicron variant of Corona is just about to make it even into a longer year. Weirdly.
Me, I'm not phased, imagine.
And neither am
Come
I.
what may, I don't 2020 showed me. What has been your highlight of the year? A personal highlight.
Adele's album.
Adele's album. Number 30.
Number 30.
Favorite songs?
Let's say 3. Oh my God.
Obviously.
I definitely like what's this thing? My Little Love. And probably just to put it out there.
Don't be afraid.
Woman Like Me.
Hey, a woman like Ted.
Woman like.
Don't be
I
afraid.
can't No. It's because that is very out there of her in a sense. She's
But
just
hey,
really out there.
and she's angry in that
She's
song.
angry. Like those 3 songs have very different moods. She's kind of angry in Woman Like Me. She's very sensitive in My Little Love. She kind of like falls apart.
I know the
throughout
people
whole
I'm seated
song.
with. We're going into a tangent right now over there. For sure.
Then oh my God, it's just out there. She's just full of energy.
It's a ballad.
So yeah, it's a very interesting mix.
My favorite song on 30 is Easy on Me because it has been shoved onto my face for a very long time now. And oh my God, and plus another one I don't remember. I'll tell you later. Favorite song from 30?
get it right now?
Raymond. I think.
Was that the initial question?
No, it
Nah.
was not.
We are
The
going on a
initial
tangent.
question-
I haven't listened to the album. I haven't listened to Adele's album.
Stop.
Who are you?
Who am I?
Do you want to just
Stop.
I
do you
also
think
haven't
you are?
finished listening to it. I heard the first song and I was like, no. So I didn't listen up to the first song.
Guys, the opinions on this podcast
Not
belong
that-
solely on the host.
Don't get me wrong.
And
It's not
not a
that. It's not
reflection of us.
like. It's not like the album is not amazing. I do like Easy on Me. I had the song. I like the songs I've had individually, but I think maybe to me there's something with albums that have been made this year and maybe like how they're numbered that it makes things different. For example, things like Easy on Me is a very good song. I think those should have been like number 1. You know, when you set like a pace, you understand. So because of how it was put, rather I was listening to it on Spotify. I had the first song and I was like, no.
No.
But when you hear the individual songs like Easy on Me and all these other songs that are different, you're like, okay, this is cool. But like, I think maybe the numbering was what threw me off because there's also another album, Sauti Sol, Midnight Train.
Midnight is still
I like-
rocking the midnight train.
The irony is, that one I listened to the entire one because of like, it was like, oh my gosh, so amazing. That I was like, okay, that's very cool. But when I heard the song, I realized I already had like 3 songs that were amazing. So yeah.
Okay, we are joined by Brian Deritu, another member of the Toastmasters Club, who's going to introduce himself also.
Wow.
He's going to praise himself. Wow. Brian, who are you and what are you?
Well, I'm a human being,
Of course.
a VIP for that matter. VIP, very improved person, you know. When others walk, I roll, you know.
You don't.
Yeah.
But the cool guy.
You know.
If you know, you do.
Yeah, you know.
We're very happy to have you here, Brian.
Yeah.
Now Brian is going to answer the questions we asked in the beginning before he arrived.
So while we were going on,
While you are away
what is the highlight of your year?
You were rolling it.
of your year.
Of my year.
Yeah. apart from graduating?
2021 or
Yes.
Okay. The highlight of my year has to be winning the Techstars weekend in July this year.
What is that?
The Techstars weekend is where you come during the weekend on a Friday, you brainstorm on ideas, and then at the end of the weekend on a Sunday, you present those ideas as workable businesses. So for me, I presented Akili Cash. Akili Cash is an upcoming financial literacy platform through gaming. So as you play the game, you learn financial literacy concepts around saving, budgeting, investing, and decision making.
Wow.
So
That sounds
far,
fantastic.
yeah. So we tied at number one with a friend of mine. So
That's rad.
yeah,
That's amazing.
That's
Wow.
very good. That's a very.
That's a
rad.
it is substantial. This That's a very good
Honestly,
highlight.
that is one of the few best ways to get people into things. The whole gaming scene can get people to actually act on a lot of things.
yeah.
Yeah.
People who are otherwise don't do it the organic way, which is reading.
Yeah,
When they
people
don't want
who
to do
don't
it that way.
Yeah, it would be a nice way to get them on that wave.
Yeah.
My highlight of
Heather's
2021
highlight.
is waking up every single day.
Waking up.
Yeah, being awake. Like
Just glad
being
that you're
awake
alive.
is genuinely like okay to me. I've realized like a lot of people take waking up every day for granted,
Wow, it's really.
and it's really because like a lot of mental health issues are going on. There's a lot happening, and so I think being grateful for a lot of mental health issues just teach me being grateful for being awake. Yeah.
Wow. This actually kind of takes me back to, I can't exactly remember the meeting number, but I think Kelvin Solo did happen to do a research project on that specific issue.
Research project.
I guess, yes.
No.
No,
It was a
okay,
speech.
A speech project.
It was
Oh.
his ninth
I've
speech
got-
project.
yeah, his ninth speech project, and it was on that specific topic.
Mental health.
Yeah, I do remember.
That brings me to
that.
my highlight of the year. My highlight is that
Some interesting news.
I recently I was very lucky to land a fellowship program at Shamiri Institute, which is an organization or a body that deals with providing mental health solutions to underprivileged youth.
Whoa.
That is
Wow.
it's very interesting work. I'm very grateful for being able to achieve that in this year.
Please note, I did not know that.
You did not know that?
So when I said mental health, I did not know that. Just note.
What about your highlight, Raymond? A personal highlight for
wow.
the year.
Wow. I think this touches a bit too close to home, but the fact that my grandparents were able to see me with my dreadlocks for the last time in December, January, it touches a bit close to home because that's the last time I ever saw them alive.
This year in January.
Yeah, no, that's the last time I saw them. I had no idea that come another year, I wouldn't have an upcountry or a home to go to. So,
Were you close?
yeah, very, very, very close on my mom's side. On my dad's side, it feels like I lost a connection to my past and to my heritage. Just the fact that they could see me in my rawest form and that they were okay with how I presented myself and how I carried myself, it meant a lot. So that would be the highlight of my year, just the fact that they were able to see me one last time.
Wow, that's
I don't have any
It
regrets.
is a very big highlight.
that's a very good thing.
And at the same time, Heather is showing a lot of appreciation. We appreciate you for that. We do. Thank you.
And I hope in terms of mental health, you will focus on the special interest groups.
Yeah. We have
People with disabilities have a low level kind of depression because the world was not made for you. In that, I mean, you're expected when you get born, you can walk on your 2 feet. So what happens when you can't? So
Afterwards,
yeah, so there's a lot of depression, silent depression amongst people with disabilities because one, the society hasn't accepted them, or you yourself, you haven't accepted yourself. So for me, it was more or less when I came to campus. It was more or less of people accepting you. You get what I mean? For me, I accepted myself because it was right from birth. I think I said that during my CC1.
CC1 speech,
Yeah.
I really
So
put
yeah,
that in
yeah.
fact.
So it was an issue of society accepting you.
Yeah.
So I think for you, you have your work cut out.
Working in mental health.
Yes. How do you let people accept people with special needs and to realize that it's first, there's a person first before there's the disability.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
I saw something somewhere where instead of being called people with disabilities, they were called differently abled people. And I must say that, like, from the time I saw that, I have never thought of anyone. Like, I just heard him say disability, and I was like, whoa. Because to me, they're just differently abled people. And it's really sad that we get to a point where you're making someone feel like this world is not made for them, because that's what he just used. And this world should be made for everyone. So just choose to
long
be
as you're
kind,
in it,
guys.
yeah.
Be kind.
Yeah. On to the next question. What is your Toastmasters highlight of the year? We'll start with Ted.
Toastmasters highlight of the year. Wow, I've been here for probably 3 months or so, but I would say Jerome's 9th speech, I guess. Was it
69,
ninth?
yeah.
His 69.
During meeting number 67.
During meeting number 67, his speech on humor, I believe.
It was not 9. It was 6, I guess.
It was 69.
69.
Yeah.
69.
Okay.
Yeah, his 9th speech project on humor. That was definitely a very interesting meeting. And his alternate ego, who
His
remembers
alter
his name?
ego, Mr. Some cute name. Can you or something? I don't know.
Ah, yes, that
person, yeah.
That person really did bring the show down on the house. That person did. So yeah, I'd say that was my Toastmaster highlight of this session, of that session.
For me, yeah, closely related to Jero, it was that speech, because I was highlighted in the speech. Yes,
You're shouted out.
yeah.
Honorable mention, Brian Ritu, for his amazing puns.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So,
Pun master.
Tanisha.
And
That's a bad one.
and then you realize, okay, there's this larger than life image of yourself, and you don't even know.
You've never noticed before.
Yeah, like Riziki just admitted it in our class. We call you Pan Master.
Yes.
Yeah, so yeah, that was my Toastmaster highlight.
My Toastmaster highlight is generally meeting the people that I have met. It was honestly a privilege to meet every single one of them and make genuine connections, along with the fact that I went there and watched so many people speak, and they actually convinced me to do a role, which I was so
Which
against.
you killed, by the way.
I was so
I have the
against.
video. I'll send
6
it to you.
minutes.
I actually have the video.
6 minutes.
But it's very interesting because the performance I was supposed to give was supposed to be 1 minute 30. I ended up taking 6 minutes. And I remember I was looking at the audience
There's a
because
lot to work with.
I was a grammarian, but I was looking at everyone, and you can see when you look at people's faces that they were petrified. And that's why halfway through, once I finished, I was petrified. I was looking and I'm looking at people and they look so petrified, they look so scared. They're like, yo, this person is like
Is here for
scary,
business.
is strict. And that's why I was like, please note, I'm not here to stifle your spirit. And I remember literally I could see in everyone's eyes once I said that, everyone's eyes literally like calmed down. They all looked like they took a deep breath and like breathed out because they were so worried. Like I could tell they were worried. Yeah.
Wow, what about you, Mr. Raymond?
I have to go back to one of my earlier meetings before I became a member. I can remember that Maxwell was the
Shout out to Maxwell
Master
Wire.
of the day, and the guy just has this incredible energy when he's on stage. It's infectious, and I can't remember the intricate details of what he said on that day, but I do remember that I had quite a blast. He's a very hilarious man, to be fair. So.
I've sat next to Waya. It was this, I think, generally the same meeting, and that was, honest to God, the best decision I made for that meeting. I had a laugh and a half. That was amazing.
That underlines a laugh and a half.
I think I'll have to congratulate Raymond because he always has a hard time controlling my pants in the meeting. When the meeting goes on,
At what rate are they coming out? They have to be controlled. Pan after pan after pan after pan.
yeah, he's like, yo, Brian, chill out.
There will still be pants tomorrow. And the day after that.
Yeah, I think Jerome and Raymond have seen they have taken too many for.
My highlight of the my Toastmaster highlight will have to be the hybrid meeting. Not because of the meeting itself, although it was a very good meeting, but the work that actually went into organizing it and that we actually pulled it through.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Big thanks to Tinega. Very big thanks to Tinega. Big
Crispin
thanks to
Tinega.
Crispin Tinega. My nick. I'm not crazy, please. I'm not thanking myself. Big thanks to Wendy. Wendy, she's here actually.
But she doesn't want to say hi. I don't know why. I don't know why.
She's our VP for education. Big thanks to our president, Miss Riziki. Very big thanks to Jerome and Sylvia for the speech that day, and also very big thanks to everyone involved, the role takers and the members and everyone who attended.
Kelvin
Solo for his 6010. How can I forget that? And that's it. I want to ask you a question regarding TM also. Who are your favorite TMODs? I have a few nominees.
I shall start with Brian Deritu.
Brian Deritu, he's here in the flesh.
In the flesh.
The only sitting Toastmaster of the day.
None other. We have.
Okari.
My favorite was Nani.
Okari Tinega was
Okari,
also one.
obvious, me. There's Mawia. There's Mawia. There's Sylvia Jabet with the African themed meeting. Meeting number 60? Was it 65?
Not quite
Africa,
sure.
that was one of the best meetings.
Anthony
Anthony
Miano.
Miano with the CC1, obviously.
And his cartoon.
And his
theme.
cartoon.
We were very surprised. I was very surprised.
It was a shocking
It
one.
was a shocking reveal.
What?
Very shocking.
And
What was shocking?
But the Anthony,
I think
it
Anthony
would have
is
been
about to do his second or third speech project.
His
Third
third.
speech project.
Third, yeah, I was shocked. I thought he'd be
Shaky or
quite
anything,
a lot
yeah.
low. Not shaking. I thought he would have been quite very further ahead. I thought he'd be probably
You'd be
eighth speech project.
you'd be shocked further because Wire is in his second. I think he did his second.
Oh my God. Oh my
Yes, he's a veteran in that club.
a seasoned TMOD.
Yeah.
season.
Seasoned and
And you'll be shocked, like for myself, I'm still thinking of doing CC2, which won't happen in JQuat because, well, I'm not dead, but
You're
I'm
like
leaving.
everyone.
I'm leaving.
Yes.
you're leaving us.
Yeah.
Yes. In their prime. In their prime. Puns in their prime.
But don't worry, when I'm ready to do one last time, I will come back.
Yeah, you're welcome to always. We have. What are the plans all of you people have for next year in terms of TM and generally in life? What are you looking up to? What are you looking forward to in the future?
I think as far as the JQuat Toastmasters Gavel Club is concerned, I'm done.
You're done with
I'm
this?
officially done. This is probably my last appearance for a long time. But it is what it is. I'm looking for other Toastmasters clubs out there because I enjoy the club in general and its activities. So there's some work going on into that, and then I happen to finish school this year.
Yeah.
So naturally, as I await my graduation, I'll be looking for work.
For work, basically. There's no rest for the weekend. What about you, Heather?
I don't really have a plan regarding Toastmasters. Generally in life, honestly, just the usual waking up.
Taking it a day at a time, yeah?
Yeah.
I respect that.
As I said before, people take a lot of waking up for granted.
Yeah.
It's
You
just
have to do
normal.
it every single day.
Yeah. So I'm just looking forward to waking up.
That's fine.
What I'm looking forward to next year, I can't talk about 5 years. Next year is actually I finished my coursework. I'm graduating in June, but I have a huge chunk of free time before then. I'm expected, or I am heavily waiting.
No comment.
I'm heavily waiting for growth because it's a new journey. I'm also waiting for more work, for more opportunities, and enjoyment, basically. What else is there to do other than enjoy? What about you, Chad?
I think I'd be looking forward to joining Shamiri Institute, honestly. It feels like a very involving community project that one could work for, and it generally is along the lines of some of the pursuits of my life, because interactions are a very big part of my personal life, and I honestly want to leave a lasting impression on certain people. So I think I'd be looking forward to working with Shamiri if I do get a chance to work with them, while also trying to figure out what it is I should be doing with my life, apart from having a career
Yeah, there's no pressure.
and being conventional
And breathing.
and breathing. yeah, figuring that out.
What about you, Brand Radio?
Well, I've graduated, so
Congratulations.
I have a lot on my mind because, as I said before, there's Akili Cash that's still starting up, and then there's this passion of mine of writing.
Yeah, you're a very good writer.
Yeah, I do writing. Now I'm looking for, I'm trying to figure out which niche to focus on, because basically I have a clue about technically everything you could ask me about.
Jack of all trades.
Yeah, like as long as there's no complex math involved, I'll write about it. Except writing about my love life. I mean, the only thing that worked out for me is gym session. The relationships were something else. So right now I'm trying to figure out how to balance both entrepreneurship and career, working in the corporate field, corporate communication, and then there's that startup. How do you make it grow? And basically having a comfortable work-life balance, because now within that transition, when everything is so uncertain, you are not sure which one will work out faster than the other.
Yeah.
And most of the things right now it's through goodwill. It's not that I have resources to employ people to work in Akili Cash. So for me it's full intray. I have to sit down
And figure things out.
yeah.
I think that's
A lot of us are
everyone who's graduating is going through that transition.
But I don't think it's just people who are graduating. It's everyone who is starting out something. Whether it is freshmen or people about to just exit the university scene.
Yeah,
People starting up
It's
businesses.
more or less like when you are writing a book.
Yeah.
I've tried writing a book. I've written. I don't know
Successfully.
Well, I've written, yes. I've written, but not yet published.
Yeah, even me have tried.
That's a tough question.
You unajaribu, unaangalia, unaona, you have the ideas, you have everything, but
How do you
But
put
the
it all
work-
together?
yeah, how do you do the chronology? Which comes as chapter 1? How do you end chapter 7? You
What
know?
is the character study?
Yeah, like how do you plan everything? It's like you being given a big empty room when we're a panga. For the ladies, it's much easier. I mean, for the men, it's as long as hakuna kitu imepotea, For me, I have a hard time planning my room.
How is it easier for ladies?
For ladies, the only thing they can't plan is their car. Have you ever looked at a lady's car?
Yes, I have. Yes, we have. Yes, we
Who explain, Father? I don't understand.
have. Spend yourself.
Generally speaking, I don't think every not at that point for the car. I don't agree with that.
Even me, I
in the
don't
sense
agree with that.
My mother's car is very clean. It's very arranged. So I think it depends on the type of woman, maybe more than it is just a general thing. Maybe majority do that, but there are some who don't do that. You're saying women in general is very generalizing. So maybe if you put it as like
Well,
most women, then okay.
Most-
Because, most women would be better.
Or some.
most young women, because
Or the women I've seen.
Wait, because are we just generally talking about the inside of the car or the outside of the car?
the inside.
The
But
inside.
that's besides the point, guys.
Where, lads?
Because
where,
if you look at the outside of a
where-
car, people who know, the people who keep their cars the best are women. In terms of guys get their cars hit way more. If you look at a woman's car, her car will have less scratches than a guy. In the sense that guys are more like you know, you
Pushy
could
on
be
the road.
driving and you gonga a pit hole. The woman is going to be like, ooh, because you know you're feeling that pain. The guy will just be like, it's fine, let's move.
Let's just say
You
yes. Most guys, most.
Yes, most of them.
Honestly, if you crack a 22-inch alloy rim, that's it for me. That's just it for me. Mimi hivyo tutakaa hapo tulia pamoja.
I think it depends on because this was a discussion on radio, by the way. They were saying most young ladies
Let's talk about that. Why do they have such topics on radio? Do we not have enough problems in this country?
Well, it depends.
not starving.
I mean, it depends on the niche. Look at classic. You wouldn't expect classic to
Let
talk
me tell you
politics.
mine now.
You wouldn't expect classic to talk politics when their niche is 35 and below.
No one wants to listen to politics when they're going to work in the morning.
No.
Some people do. Some people do actually.
You listen, if you want politics, you listen to Radio Citizen.
Yeah.
Yeah, Radio
There's a
Citizen.
radio. What?
Radio Citizen.
Oh my god, I've never listened.
What
to
is
that.
that?
What is that?
Radio Citizen
What
is a branch of Citizen that
TV.
now deals with a lot of like news. Like they're always reporting news and everything. So if you want news, you go to that channel. I personally think some of the things that people speak about are not really okay to speak about on radio, but at the same time, I understand why they don't do certain things. For example, Classic 105 and among the rest of those, I know they don't speak about it because there's certain things you don't speak about. You do not speak about politics, you do not speak about religion in terms of, you can say what your religion is, that's fine, that's cool, but you do not speak about someone else's religion. You don't do that. There's no platform where you can do that. I would like to think that the reason Classic and all these other places focus on these other things is because the moment you take your political stance, there's always someone who's against you. If the majority is against you, you lose those followers.
Exactly.
So you'd rather, that's a very touchy subject that you'd rather keep away. So that's why even in public speaking, like in Toastmasters, I literally remember there are only 2 people in this meeting since September who have talked about politics, and I remember it. So the fact that it's that iconic to me tells you how some people, it's very touchy for some people and they don't want to hear that. So there's certain topics you don't
Sexuality.
They
go
are,
to.
what's the word? What is the word? It's not as sensitive. Polarizing. Yeah, polarizing topics.
Yeah.
They tend to be really sensitive.
I mean, it's something that is very prominent in the media because, I mean, there are some people, there are very prominent people in this country who own media establishments, and the moment they know your political stand, that's it. They shift to the competitor.
I think there have been issues surrounding that. I think some stations have actually been on the brink of being taken off the airwaves, having their production rights being stripped away because they take political stances. You see, actually, I think that's why there generally should be a whole different platform for such issues.
Twitter.
Well,
Wait, let's talk on more relevant issues to our agenda today. I want you to shout out someone in the TM club, in the Toastmasters club. Shout out. At least 2 people. Let's start with Ted.
I mean, B comes before T, but anyway, go.
Brian, take this one. It'll take me a while to think.
Brian, shout
Well,
out.
shout out to Crispin, Tinega. There are very many. Crispin, Tinega, Jerome, Sylvia,
Yeah.
Riziki,
Shout out Riziki.
and then Wendy, and last, and then last but not least,
Umechukua format ya Classic FM. I see.
Gladys.
Yeah, Gladys. But she has been around for.
I call her the government because her initials are GK. So
Ew.
That's a good one. That's a good one. they don't recognize, but that's a good one. That's a good one.
What about you, Raymond?
I remember listening to Brian Kiara's first CC1 speech and having conversations with them after and developing what I'd call
rapport.
how do you rapport?
It's not about that.
Thank you. Thank you. So yes, definitely my favorite Toastmaster of the year, Brian Kiara.
Oh, but the Ikiara, I had Kiari, I'm not who's Kiari.
Brian Kiara.
Yeah.
Ikiara. I hope I'm saying that right.
For emphasis.
What about you, Heather?
I would give a shout out to one Ben Bogo, although I do not, him and I have never really had a full conversation. The moment he got on stage, he impressed me, and that very rarely happens. So yes, that. I'd like Crispin Tinega. The first time I came to look for Toastmasters, he's the first person I found. Jerome, Karaoke, Kimani. That has honestly become a very good friend of mine, and he's always encouraging and supporting. He's actually the person who told me go for grammarian, and now no one ever stops talking
He's not
about
the
the fact
only
that I
person.
went to go to a grammarian. Okari Tinega. Okari Tinega. I met him and he was just so nice and he just talked so much. Next thing I know, I have a friend. So yeah, and he also pushed me to do grammarian. Raymond.
Ray Charles.
I first met Raymond, and I remember because I saw his speech and I was like, I know what school you were in high school. Which he was like, how did you know
How
that?
did you know that?
Exactly.
But how did you know that?
Exactly, because I paid attention to his speech and he said a name and I knew where he was from. And with his beautiful, beautiful curly hair that I am, beautiful curl pattern,
Beautiful hair.
he has very nice hair.
It's a good thing I'm wearing a mask. It's a good thing I'm wearing a mask.
Lashing underneath the mask. We can see it.
Yeah.
So, honorable mentions.
Wendy, specifically Wendy, Crispin, Anthony Miano, because that has also become a very good friend. Essentially, almost everyone in Toastmasters, but Wendy and Crispin, because when I was taking my first role, they were all there just so accommodating and supporting and all just listening to like the 50 ideas I had to throw and my comments, and they were all so kind, and it was just, I appreciate them for that.
What about you, Ted?
First, honorable mentions go to the people who have been Adele songheads all this time,
Like myself.
Heather, and Jerome, and you, him being
Tinega.
Okari. There'd be Prudence Muo. We've had generally interesting conversations. Rafa and Donga. And who else? Who else?
All those people are Adele people. The Adele supporters.
Adele is big.
Adele is big, bro. Adele is huge.
Hey, then I'm old school.
For generally I guess calmest person I've ever met is Bura. I'm sorry, I don't know your first name, but
That is
she's
her first
very calm. It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She didn't have an English name, I think.
She doesn't have an English name. Her name
She's
is
basically the chillest person I've ever met.
Hey.
She's so even her voice is calm. Jerome for always giving out that energy that he always has. There definitely be mentions for one man that we seem to all have forgotten.
Whom?
A person who's never left the floor without having the table topics title.
Oh.
Godwin Ambani. Oh, Godwin Abani.
I thought you'd say Raymond Wameyo.
Well, Raymond was a time that I hadn't just.
He had an error.
Yeah, he had an
Like,
Yes. I guess, yeah, those are my mentions.
What about you, Brad?
again.
He did that.
I forgot to include wire.
Wire.
Simply because, you can't have energy without wire.
Without wire.
No, 0 out of 10.
Let me do my shout outs. There are many. Let me do my shout out to the whole exec, myself, Wendy, Riziki, our president, Gladys, and Raphael. Shout out to the seasoned role takers from Ambani to Raymond to Jerome
I wouldn't call
to
myself
Sylvia. You are seasoned. To who else?
To me.
To Nderitu.
Yes.
To Heather for grammarian. Shout out to seasoned members. Wire. Who else?
Me.
Crispin Tinega.
Keith Martin.
He always
Esther Gizu.
Jerome.
Just shout out any name you know. Jerome.
Also, I think it is very important to mention some of the most life-changing speeches I've had at that place. And I think the first one that really hit it was Rochi 99.
Rochi 99.
Rochi 99.
These guys are making me blush. Man.
That was a speech and a half. That was
Okay.
Shout out to Bura. Shout out to who have I forgotten?
Rono.
Shout out to Joyce Wamaida. Shout out to Jeff for the projector every single time. Shout out
Who was
to
our violinist?
Jeff.
His name is Jeff.
Shout out for Ambani for the iPhone.
The poorest timekeeper ever, Jeff Mboya.
The violin takes time.
Takes time.
13 minutes.
It is an art. It is an art.
Also, we can shout out members from other clubs who have actually helped us.
Ah.
Shout out to the CES fraternity.
You've forgotten the one and only relationship scientist we know.
Elijah
How dare you forget Elijah?
How dare we?
How dare we?
How dare we?
Excluding me because I'm the one who has reminded you.
Well, in the next year, we actually want to do more things with the debate club because we have a niche, public speaking. We can do more collaboration. Shout out to Usani Umati by Prudence and Akina Remy. Shout out to the
Why? Because it's
have I shouted out the CES fraternity?
You already
Our
have.
parent club from long ago. Shout out to our club, Councillor Jared Oku. Shout out to
He always
our
gives us those grammar corrections.
grammar.
man.
It's a must.
It's a
Shout out
must.
to our patron,
Tobias Bell.
Shout out to Jaquad for giving us a CC100.
And one more thing, when you start doing debates, please do Kiswahili debates with those who go to the gym.
Because of what?
They will unga mukono.
I knew that was coming. That's why I kept quiet. In case you didn't notice from the voice, as the only one who was silent because I knew it was coming. I was waiting.
Every single meeting.
Every goddamn time.
Every single meeting.
Every single second meeting. Who said meeting? I think you can wake up brand from in the middle of the night. They give you a bar.
He still will. It's a gift.
I mean,
gift.
I like eggs.
Do not. No, don't.
I like eggs. So if you are to cook for me, you definitely use pans.
Now,
I told
Christmas. On to the next topic.
I said don't.
As
Please
you
don't. I
conclude.
tried to save you.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
That's dry. Christmas. Christmas is next week. What are your plans?
Well,
But who has plans for Christmas?
for me, as
Apart
long
from
as
breathing and eating.
as long as there's food,
Waking up.
as long as there's food, yes,
Simple story.
yes.
Very simple.
Very
course.
simple.
I mean, I've this year I've done food for thought. Let me do now.
Food for the body. Okay, it feels as if we are saying goodbye. Or are we?
We'll be back next year.
We'll be back next
You'll
year.
be back next year.
Most of us
They'll
will
be back next year.
People will be
Probably.
back next year.
We might be back next
We
year,
might.
we might not.
You're
For various
transferring.
reasons.
We might
Various
or we might
reasons.
not.
You might make it to the
Wow.
next year. Hopefully, we all make it to the next year.
Omicron could take over.
Oh God. Wait, you said?
Omicron.
Age of Ultron.
Yeah, you said Cron, then I remembered Unicron, then Transformers, man. Transformers, man.
Thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate your support, your plays, your shares, and your comments. As we proceed into the next year and the years after that, we hope you stick with us, stick with the JQuat Gavel podcast and the JQuat Toastmasters Club in general. And if you can join a Toastmasters Club anywhere near you, I implore you to join it. So right now you can find us on social media, on Twitter as JQuat Gavel, on Instagram also at JQuat Gavel, on YouTube at JQuat Toastmasters, and on Anchor, Spotify, SoundCloud, and newly Google Podcast. You can find us on the JQuat Gavel podcast. Any final words as we proceed? 3 words. Each person.
3 words.
Yeah.
I don't want to start.
Ladies first.
Let me start. Enjoy. The next person.
Live your truth.
Wow. Brian.
Have fun responsibly.
Eh.
Veritas, serotonin, dopamine.
Veritas.
Serotonin, dopamine.
Wow.
Happy WLR Day.
Which day is that?
It's Whole Lot of Red. The day Playboy Carti dropped his album. I don't celebrate Christmas.
Who are these people?
How do you not know Playboy Carti?
Oh, Playboy Carti.
Oh, my days.
I'm not an Indian.
What?
I'm not uncivilized. I'm cultured, man. I know Playboy Carti. I know 6 lakh.
Black.
I know
Bro,
6 lakh.
blah.
There's literally a song where he says, he's there like,
I don't care. I don't care. Hata kama amesema yeye ndo aliandika hivyo, it is 6 lakh.
6. Where?
Yeah,
Siandika
like-
black.
I will forever say
Suddenly,
6
I
lakh.
cannot-
he says, hi, my name is Black, and sometimes people call me 6 lakh. I don't mind because they're stubborn, and my bank account is looking mighty fine.
Wow, on that note,
It's still
guys,
6 lakh.
I want us to harmonize our bye.
What?
Can you?
No.
Okay,
Well,
on
I
3.
can't.
Bye.
1,
Bye,
2,
guys.
3.
Bye,
We are out.
I'm a kila mtu aseme bye personally.
I already said bye.
No, we the men should say the bye in deep.
While they do all this TED science.
Bye, 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 bye.